Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to turn this resin and wood blank into some pendant shapes. I haven't decided the shape I want to go for yet, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half and then I'm going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and start by cutting this in half on my bandsaw. Always be careful of your fingers and practice good safety precautions. I'm going to go ahead and grind these down. So now that these are filed down and sanded down into some rectangles, I'm going to go ahead and draw some shapes on there. Alright, I have the shapes drawn out, then I'm going to go ahead, see if I can get this to focus. There. So let's go ahead and get started. These shapes are ready to be sent to their final sandings and polished. So the rough shape's laid out. To sand these pieces, I use this sander to make the process go a lot quicker. And these are the pieces I have. So let's go ahead and sand them. Alright, so now I am back after sanding, and you'll notice that the pieces are pretty smooth and a little shiny. Not as shiny as I like. The wood gets really shiny with the sanding. You'll notice I didn't do any wet sanding, and that's just because the wood and the water doesn't really go together. So now to get the high polish that I get on these pieces, I have a few different things. I like to use a Yorkshire grit. And the Yorkshire grit just helps kind of polish and sand at the same time. It has a gritty texture to it. And I use this on the lathe a lot, but today we'll be using it with the Dremel. I'll also use the Hut Crystal Coat. It's really, really awesome. It gets a really nice shine. And we'll also be using for the resin the Hut Ultra Gloss. These things are pretty good when it comes to getting a nice shine. So I'll go ahead and get started. So for the Dremel, I'll just use this polishing disc that's already on it. And I'll take the Yorkshire grit, and I'm going to put it all over one side. And then for this, I like to start off at a low speed, so I'll start off at 5. And I just do a low speed. The back side. And after I go over the whole thing with a low speed, I'll go up to 15, which is 1500 RPMs. And after I did that, I'll do some more paste on here. And I'll go up to 2020, which is 2000 RPMs. Now after I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and take a paper towel. Get this extra grit paste off. A paper towel or a cloth, and I'll wipe this down. I'm just going to use this old painter's cloth. And you can see how nice of a shine that has already. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this. Now for this, I will also use the Dremel. Shake it up pretty good. And I'll just use a little drop, not a lot. And I keep this high because it needs a high power. So I keep that on a high speed because it needs a high speed to activate and kind of really work. And so that's what that looks like after that. And then we'll go ahead and use this one of these blue towels and polish the resin part. Nice polish going on the resin. And there you go. That's how I get these little resin pendants I make. This wood, in case anyone's interested in, is Bacote, if anyone's interested. I'll go ahead and polish the other piece up. I didn't put these in my pressure pot when I made them, so you can see some really little air bubbles there. But I think this is a really nice piece. And it's really easy to do. I went ahead and polished the other piece off camera. So here's what they look like, all finished and polished. So that's how I sand and polish my resin pieces. It's a really easy process and they turn out really nice. And I really like the way they turned out. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it.